Good afternoon, everybody. This is Charles Alvarez, CEO of Cornerstone. Happy Tuesday. Cannot believe it's May 2nd already. It's crazy how just the older I get, the more time flies. I don't know if you feel that way. I'm sure you do, but it's kind of crazy. So, what I want to talk to you about today is something that often gets ignored in sales. Introductory calls are great. Discovery calls are awesome. Sending out proposals is phenomenal. Getting a closed sale, gosh, those are the type of things that I just live for, that it just excites me and just it's one of the many things I love about what we do. And there's all these great books on lead generation and appointment setting and sales. But one subject that a lot of people don't want to talk about is really where the money is in sales. And I think the reason people don't want to talk about it, quite frankly, is because it's just not all that sexy. But if you don't do this one part, if you don't do this one thing, and if you don't have a process for this, your introductory calls, your lead generation efforts, your discovery calls and demos are gonna not going to produce any fruit for you whatsoever. And what I'm referring to is a follow-up process. Okay, the follow-up process is the activities and the processes you follow at each step in the sales process to get the prospect to move to the next level. For example, there's a follow-up process in people that engage with your emails and setting up an appointment. It used to take 7 to 10 times to follow up with the same person before you get an appointment. Now we're seeing after COVID, somewhere between 12 and 18. Okay. And that's just to get them on the phone to schedule a meeting. Okay. Obviously, on the introductory call, you don't want to leave that call without setting up the discovery meeting or the demo. Personally, I think it's best to always schedule a requirements call or a discovery call before scheduling a demo, but that's just my opinion based upon the best practices we have seen in the marketplace. Again, if you don't schedule that call after the introductory call because the prospect has to bring in more people or has to coordinate with other schedules, that restarts another follow-up sequence where you need to follow up with them 12 to 18 times until they tell you to stop contacting them or you set up that discovery call. After the discovery call, then you obviously want to ask your prospects, what are the next steps? Who else needs to be involved? What do you need to see from us to feel comfortable moving forward? Once again, if they don't set up a call at that point on that next step, it restarts the clock on your follow-up process. So same thing when you send out a proposal. A lot of salespeople believe that, okay, we've gone through the process, we've given them a proposal, we've shown them what it's costing them to have this particular business problem. We've shown them the solution. We've described for them the ROI. And a lot of salespeople believe that once I send that proposal, that automatically and magically they're going to call us back or sending us a signed agreement. And I would love for it to work that way, but unfortunately it does not. It again takes another probably 12 to 18 follow-ups after you send the proposal before you actually get a signed agreement or get some clarity on what they need to see next to move forward. It could be red lines. It could be references. It could be I need to see another demo. It could be that we have to have a conversation with finance or we need to have a conversation with procurement or whatever it might be. But part of sales is understanding not just what the requirements are of the client and what challenges they have and what it's costing them to have that challenge, but it's also very important to understand what is the process in which that company uses to adapt a service, to adapt a technology, to adapt a new product into their ecosystem or their technology stack. Because without that, you kind of are flying blind through the sales process. I mean, I'm sure you have your own sales process that you follow, but it has to jive and be consistent with the sales process of the prospect. Otherwise, you're just going to fall flat on your face. Who signs the contract? What goes through legal? What doesn't go through legal? Does the decision maker have the authority to purchase up to a certain amount? What do they need to see from you and your company to feel comfortable that the solution can actually solve their problem? So, one of the greatest salespeople that I've learned from sold millions of software deals and professional service deals in his life. He says at the end of the day, the money is in the follow up. So, what I tell my sales team, and I would encourage you to tell your sales team, is that don't take that introductory call unless you're willing to follow up with them after the introductory call, after the discovery call, after the discovery call after that, and who knows how many discovery calls you have to have or requirements gathering call. Don't take the introductory call if you're not willing to follow up with them after you send them a proposal, because at the end of the day, the money is in the follow-up. If you would like to have a conversation on how to implement the best follow-up process for your business, simply click the link below that acts as my calendar. It's a HubSpot link. It's safe, and it gives you direct access to my Google Calendar where you can set up a time and date that works best for you. There's no obligation. We don't sell that as a service. This is just an opportunity for you and I to establish a relationship, get to learn a little bit more about each other, and who knows where that'll take us. So go ahead and click that link. Let's schedule a call. Let's get to know each other. Allow me the opportunity to serve you, and let's see where that takes us. Hope this was helpful. Have a phenomenal day. Take care.